is really necessary in your journey of success. I've been in the vehicle before that I was shouting, "Driver, please slow down." You know what this guy was telling me? Am I speeding? You can entrust your life to a doctor. You can entrust your life to a lawyer. But why can't you entrust your life to? Okay, very great to see you again. So today I'm going to be talking about a topic that a lot of people find difficult to understand, but really necessary. I mean, this is really necessary in your journey of success. And what is that? That is faith. F-A-I-T-H. Faith. If you're just seeing this beautiful face for the very first time, welcome to the channel, welcome to my community, welcome to Kinging with Doreen. Yay! And if you're returning as one of our constant viewers, welcome back. So I noticed I've not been doing an introduction of myself. My name is Doreen. For those who are just joining us, what we do here, we talk about success, we talk about growth, we talk about a purpose, how to live a purpose-driven life. We talk about what to do to move forward to your next level. So welcome to the Kingin family. Yeah, so let's dive right into the matter. Today we're talking about faith. Now, faith is something that people think is very difficult to achieve or to put to work. But how difficult is faith? Now, I'm going to be giving you an example. Let's look at it. I know in churches they preach faith they preach it in a bit difficult manner for a lot of people to understand. But today I'm going to be breaking it to the easiest part for you to understand. Just give it up for me, all right? So first of all, I'd like you to know that you have faith, okay? A lot of people don't know that they have faith. Yeah, you have faith. Everyone has faith, but it depends on where you're channeling your faith. So wherever you're channeling your faith would determine the outcome of what your faith produces for you, whether it's going to be producing you success, whether it's going to be producing you growth, whether it's going to be bringing in the finance, or whatever it is that you're using your faith to do. So now, faith, according to my definition, which is the easiest definition you can ever get anywhere. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. So let's say, for example, most of us out there don't drive every day. Yeah, you might drive, but not every day. You get, there are some persons that still would want to take a commercial Uber, a commercial ride, whatever, maybe a Bolt or Uber, or in Nigeria there's another one called InDrive and the rest of it. So now you order on your own. So I'm giving you the example right now of what faith is, the easiest way. So you go on your phone, you go on your app, you tap, and then you put in your information, your address, without knowing who you are giving it to. That's one. You put in your address, you put it in, then somebody accepts your offer, and then you wait for the person to come, and then you board the Uber or the ride, and you just, sit comfortably, crossing your legs. For those of us that cross legs, even when you're sitting in a car or whatever. Yeah, I do it sometimes, and I know that I'm not the only person who does that. A lot of people do it, also my friends. They do it. It just shows this elegance, and sometimes you don't even remember that you're in a car when you do it. Just sit, and it's natural to just cross your legs. So you cross your legs, sitting pretty in a car, going to a place where you thought you imputed in the app or whatever the platform that they're using. So now it's even very interesting that some of these vehicles now are tinted, like nobody can see whatever is going on from the outside. That is, if something is going on at all. Okay, Okay, so you sit in comfortably and you don't even ask for the driver's license. You don't now you don't even know if the person can drive. You have no idea. What if, yeah, I know that some of us will check, okay, the ratings, the number of drives. What if those things were manipulated? Not manipulated, kudos to some of the apps that I've used. What if some of those things were not real? For example, what if that car was a stolen car the previous day? You don't know, you have no idea. What if that car and the phone was stolen? What if? Now, I know that most of us will check the driver's profile picture, whatever picture they uploaded on the app or whatever platform. You come in, you check the person's face, okay, this looks like, or this does not look like. Sometimes the picture they uploaded on their profile has, maybe, let's say, for example, the person had afro in the picture, in the profile picture, and then you come, you see somebody with low cut, and then you ask, oh, are you Mr. XYZ? And he says yes. How are you sure that this is the same person? In your mind, okay, looks can be yeah, because me now, when I carry fringe, and when I am wearing face cap, or when I am wearing cornrow, I look totally like two different persons. Okay, so some of us still think, it's possible this is, what if that is not the person? But then you sit in pretty, you know, you just sit in there, and you, in your mind, you tell the driver, please start the ride. The driver starts going. In your mind, this particular driver is going to take you to your destination. That, my dear, is faith. You get it? Because you just come out of your house. First, you start by receiving a call from somebody you don't know, and the person tells you, oh, I am XYZ, I'm the driver you just booked online. You say, yeah, come on, sure. The person comes, you carry yourself, you go into the vehicle without asking for a driver's license. Even with the driver's license, did you ask if that person knows how to drive? You don't know if that person knows how to drive. You don't know if that person, you are not so sure. You cannot confirm 100% that this person who is sitting on the front seat is the same person you saw on the app. What if it's even the same person? How are you sure of the intention of this person in a world where things are happening every day? People are looking for money left, right, center, looking for everything to do to have money. How are you sure of this particular person's intention? Well, you sit down. Now, guilty as charged, of course. You sit down, cross your pretty legs, or sit down as small as anyhow as you want to sit. So you sit down, and then I can't even really sit down with my legs open. I don't know how to do that. I'm not really sure of how to do that anymore. Sorry, guys. So you sit down, and you know, in your mind, this person is actually taking me to wherever I'm going. So the person asks you, should I start the ride, or the person starts the ride, or you tell the person start the ride. The person starts the ride, and then you start to go. You're on your way. Some people are so guilty of, you know, looking into their phone from the beginning of the journey to the end of the journey. You know, just focused on their phone. In their mind, this driver is going to take me to wherever I'm going. That's, my dear, is faith. Because you at that moment, you entrusted your life into the hands of a stranger. You had faith, you had belief that no matter what, come what may, this guy is going to take me to wherever I'm going. Now, a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have boarded vehicles like that and they didn't get to their destination. But you, my dear, you have always gotten to your destination. That is faith. Faith is entrusting your life to someone. Entrusting without having another thought, without having any other decision, without having a second option of what is going to happen. That is faith. Now you entrust your life to one driver for that moment. That is faith. You had faith in that driver. Take it or leave it. You had total faith in that driver. That is what faith is. The same thing happens when people go to the hospital. You go to the hospital, you don't ask for the doctor's certificate because you see some very nice awards behind or some very nice placards behind. You feel like, okay, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. Or you go to the pharmacist. Do you know, have you seen some very small girls these days in pharmacies? Sometimes I even wonder, like the one I asked some time ago, I said, please, all these many drugs here, if I call the name of a drug now, you know where to go. How do you guys do it? You go there, you entrust your life. You tell the person, okay, I'm feeling headache. At the same time, I'm feeling back pain. At the same time, I'm feeling running nose. At the same time, my eyes are aching. You go to one person, one small girl, or small boy, or a man or a woman, and then you tell them all, give them a rundown of your life. Why? Because they are standing behind the counter of where you call a pharmacy or a clinic, without requesting for their actual qualifications. Now we already know that qualifications can be manipulated. Hope you know that also. So the fact that you're seeing somebody right there doesn't mean that they are qualified enough to do what you're asking them to do. But you go there, guilty as charged. Back then when I used to go to pharmacy, but right now, nah. Because I have something greater. I don't want to go into that. Maybe next time, when one of my episodes, I'm going to be sharing more about what I do to myself to, stay healthy and the rest of it. So that I would avoid all this, pharmacy wahala. I don't do those stuff anymore. That's past life. Past life. So you go there, you entrust your life, your whole life. They give you, take this one in the morning, take this one in the night, take this one in the afternoon. You say, okay, then you walk home with those medication or whatever the doctor has told you. You believed it. That, my dear, is faith. That is faith. So my question is, you can entrust your life to a driver. You can entrust your life to a doctor. You can entrust your life to a lawyer. You can entrust your life to a pharmacist. But why can't you entrust your life to God? God Almighty, the one who created the universe, the biggest of them all, the one who tells you this is what it is and it is what it is, the one who can change your future, who can make whatever you want happen right now, because he had already told you to cast your cares upon him, for he cares for you. Why can't you entrust your life to him? Somebody said because God cannot be seen. But trust me, even if God can be seen, some of you will still not trust him. Because there are principles. There are principles. For those of you who are Christians, the pastors are already doing justice to that deeper level in church. So if you want to know more about faith, go to church, study your Bible, you will know more about faith. But I'm just trying to make you understand how you can use your faith. You have heard that faith works. You have heard that without faith, it is impossible to please God. Yes, it is impossible to please God because you can't get anything from God without faith. You can't. The success you're looking for right now is all wrapped up in faith. What can you get with your faith? What can you get with your faith? I've just made you to understand right now that you, my dear, you have faith. Even when you go to the market, people tell you, okay, buy this, buy that, even food stuff. You don't know what's these days. You know what they use in preserving foods? For those of you who go to the market to buy frozen foods and the rest, you know what they use to preserve foods? Even noodles. Do you know what they do to them? But you buy them, you come home, and in your mind, you do have faith. You do have faith. Yeah. Now you know that you have faith. So here is how to make your faith work very quickly. Some people even use public buses, and you see the way some of the conductors behave. That's for those in Nigeria. You see the way some of the guys in the morning, those drivers in the morning, they wake up and they take alcohol before they go to the road. Now, some of you know that I'm a journalist. I've interviewed people who, before they go out, they take alcohol, those shots, And then when I ask, please, why do you do this when you know that it can actually harm your health? It's harmful to your health, harmful to those who you are picking up in the morning to take them to wherever destination they want to go to. And you know what these guys tell me? They tell me that, this is what gives them the morale, to drive. I've been in the vehicle before that I was shouting, driver, please slow down. You know what this guy was telling me? Am I speeding? Am I speeding? In my mind, I just resolved to myself, like, guy, if anything happens, I will come out of this place. I will come out of this vehicle safe and sound. The only person that will be in trouble is you. If anything happens to this vehicle today, I will come out because I know who I am. I'm a child of the King. I'm a child of the King. I cannot be harmed. I cannot be harmed. So even when I was saying calm down, I was saying it for his own benefit. So these are the things that happen. These are the things that happen. So you do have faith. The same way you had no plan B, you had no other thoughts concerning that Uber driver or that pharmacist or that doctor. The same way you entrusted your life to that person at that time. That is how you entrust your life to God without having a plan B. You tell God, you say, God, you created me. You are the monarch of the universe. Everything belongs to you. Everything I am belongs to you. You sent me here for a purpose. Everything I am belongs to you. You sent me here for a purpose. And Lord, I know that you're going to help me achieve it. The same way you entrust your life to those guys. If you, only if you would entrust your life to God that way, I tell you, there is nothing in this entire universe you cannot achieve. Try it. So my dear, this is how to be successful. This is how to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Right here, we'll talk about growth, we'll talk about success, we'll talk about how to move forward in your life, we'll talk about how to live a purpose-driven life, how to increase your finances, how to live the kind of life that God has given to you to live, how to live a fulfilled life. This is how you do it. This is actually the major way to do it. You need faith. Yeah, you need faith. And what you do with your faith is to trust God with it. Have this faith, this kind of faith I've just explained to you, the simplest way you can ever understand faith. Have this kind of faith in God. And trust me, you would come back with testimony. You will come back and say, Doreen, thank you for this particular faith subject or this faith topic you shared on your channel. Try it. Faith always works. If it doesn't work, it wasn't faith. I was having a conversation with my friend recently. Something happened and she was like, Doreen, I had faith. Doreen, I had faith. But guess what? If we truly had this kind of faith where we had no other option, it must work. It must work. Yes, it must work. Now, there's still more. I've so spent more than enough time than I plan to spend on this topic today. One day is not enough to speak on the subject of faith. So as time goes on, because we must grow, we must achieve God's purpose for our life. We must live the life that God has called us to live. So we would keep talking, we would keep living it, we would keep improving in it. Yeah, we would keep improving in it. So that is it for today's episode, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, share, leave your comment. Let me know what you think about this easiest way that I've described it. Let me know what you think and let me know how you're going to be putting your faith to work after now. And I look forward to hearing your testimonies. And if you also have a better definition, if you have another definition to make faith easier for other people, please leave in the comment section. And I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to replying it. I look forward to us having a great conversation after now. And I would see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I love you as always. Bye.